Dad announced at dinner that brother's family would move into my house. You have extra rooms, I said. I also have security cameras. Then I showed the footage. At family dinner, my dad stood up and announced that my brother's family would be moving into my 3-bedroom house because I had extra rooms. He said it like it was already decided. I looked at him and said, "You're right, I do have extra rooms. I also have security cameras." Then I pulled out my phone and showed the table exactly what my brother had been doing at my house when he thought nobody was watching. My brother Kyle and his wife Janine have 2 kids. They've been renting a 2-bedroom apartment for 3 years and complaining about it the whole time. Not enough space. Too expensive. The kids need a yard. I've heard it at every family gathering for a year. I bought my house 2 years ago. 3 bedrooms, finished basement, fenced yard, saved for 7 years, put down $62,000, signed the mortgage alone. The extra bedrooms are my office and a guest room. Dad has been hinting for months that I should let Kyle's family move in, just until they save up. The kids need space. You're rattling around in that house alone. I said no every time. Then at dinner last month, Dad made it official. He stood up, tapped his glass like he was giving a toast, and said, "I have an announcement. Kyle and Janine are going to be moving into your place. You've got the room and they need the help. We figured it out as a family." I hadn't figured anything out. Nobody asked me. Kyle was nodding like it was done. Janine was already talking about which bedroom the kids would take. Mom was smiling. I said, "Nobody asked me." Dad waved his hand. "Don't make this difficult. You have 2 empty bedrooms and your brother has 2 kids sleeping in the same room. It's the right thing to do. It's my house and they're your family." That's when I said it. "You're right, Dad. I do have extra rooms. I also have security cameras, and I think everyone at this table should see what Kyle's been doing at my house before you move him in." The table went quiet. I pulled out my phone and opened the camera app. See? I'd given Kyle a spare key 6 months ago when I went on a work trip. Asked him to check on the house, bring in mail, water plants. When I got back, the key was on the counter, but I have cameras inside and outside. When I reviewed the footage, what I found made me install 2 more cameras and change nothing else. I wanted to see how far it would go. Over the past 6 months, Kyle had used that key 23 times. He came to my house when I was at work and treated it like his own. He used my laundry machines every week. He raided my fridge. He took 2 bottles of whiskey from my cabinet and replaced them with cheap ones thinking I wouldn't notice. He let his kids jump on my guest bed until the frame cracked. He used my grill and left it uncleaned. He went through my home office and opened my filing cabinet. I have footage of him photographing my bank statements and tax documents. That's the one that made my blood run cold. He was photographing my financial records. I played the footage at the dinner table. The first clip was Kyle walking in with a laundry basket on a Tuesday afternoon. Then a clip of his kids jumping on the bed. Then the grill. Then the whiskey swap. Then the filing cabinet. I saved the bank statements footage for last. I played the clip of Kyle standing in my office, pulling open the drawer and holding his phone over my documents 1 page at a time. The table was silent. Kyle's face was white. Janine looked at him. "You told me you only went there once." "I did go once." "Kyle, there are 23 entries on the camera log. I can show every single one." Dad sat back down. "I didn't know about any of this because you didn't ask. You planned to move him into my house without asking me, and the whole time he's been going through my financial documents without my knowledge." Mom said, "There has to be an explanation." Kyle said, "I was just curious. Curious about my tax returns and bank balances. While Dad's planning to move you into my house, that's not curiosity. That's research." Janine stood up and took the kids to the car. She didn't say goodbye to anyone. Kyle tried to talk. "I wasn't trying to steal anything. You photographed my bank statements, Kyle. You replaced my whiskey with cheap bottles so I wouldn't notice you were taking them. You let your kids destroy my guest room, and you did all of it with a key I gave you because I trusted you." Dad said, "Maybe we should table the moving conversation." "There is no moving conversation. There never was. You announced it without asking me, and your son has been casing my house for 6 months." Dad didn't have an answer for that. I took the key back from Kyle that night. I changed all my locks the next morning. I moved my financial documents to a safe deposit box. I added a deadbolt to my office door. Kyle hasn't spoken to me since dinner. Dad called once and said, "I didn't know he was doing all that." I said, "You didn't know because you never considered that maybe I had a reason for saying no. You just assumed I was being selfish." Mom sends texts every few days asking when things will go back to normal. I don't respond because I don't know what normal means to a family that planned to move someone into my house who was already stealing from it. The cameras are still running. The locks are changed. The spare key doesn't exist anymore. And the extra bedrooms are still empty. They'll stay that way.